Here's our first look at Microsoft Project. What we'd like to do is create a new project, and again we'll click on the Create tab just as we do in Access or Excel or Word. And here's the Gantt chart view of Microsoft Project. Notice that it has a set of tabs at the top that you can click on. And maybe the first thing that we need to do is click on File and set some basic information for our project. One thing that we're going to do is set the start date, and I want to start this project on January 7th of 2013. The next thing to do is click on Project Information and go ahead and assign your project manager for your company under the Summary tab and give your project a title. This project will be my film project because I'm going to create a film. So we're going to create a film and back to the view where we've set the properties. One thing that's nice to do is go back to File, click on Options, click on Advanced, and under the Show Project Summary task, make sure you check that. That will give us a way to have an overall summary of all the work that we're doing on our project. One thing that you'll notice is at the bottom of the screen, make sure that where it says New Tasks, it is auto-scheduled instead of manually scheduled. Well, a project is a finite work product. Here I'm just giving myself a little more real estate. Project is defined by one or more tasks that need to be accomplished. These are the inner workings of the project. We can define a task by just clicking a cell and starting typing. So our first task is to write a script. You'll notice that we're looking at the Gantt chart view, and there's little bars on the right that show our tasks. The next thing I'm going to be doing is starting a limited liability company, and again I'm going through and brainstorming some of the tasks that I'll need to accomplish for my project. So right now I'm just developing the task list. It's not necessary to have all the tasks in this brainstorming phase. Here I've decided I need to add a new task. I can select the number, right-click, and insert a task, which inserts a task above. In this case, I'd like to call the Film Commission. I can also rearrange and reorder tasks. Maybe the first thing I need to do is call the Film Commission, then develop a budget, and then finalize the loan. Those would be the first set of tasks. I can reorder the task by selecting them and then dragging and rearranging them easily. Well, let's talk about setting the duration of a task. Right now, with the question mark, that means those tasks are estimated to be 1 day. Perhaps we'd like to change the tasks and maybe have a duration of a week with the W, or maybe a month with MO, or maybe even an hour for a task. Well, let's set that back to 1 week. You'll notice that the Gantt chart expands to show that 1 week of time for that particular tasks. It's also possible to adjust the duration of the tasks by using the mouse to drag and adjust the size of the Gantt bar. Well, let's go back and set our writing a script. Let's say that's going to take us 1 week. As we begin our project, we have to set the times that we're going to work. By default, Microsoft Project sets a 40-hour work week, 8 to 5 with an hour for lunch for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. However, we'd like to start our project a little bit early. So if we click on Change Working Time, maybe we can decide to work on Saturday for at least the first week of our project. So we click on that, and what we're going to do is select Saturday the 12th. Right, initially that day is not working time, and so in a moment we'll show you how to set Saturday the 12th to work from 8 to noon, take an hour for lunch, and then work all the way from 1 to 11 p.m. This will be our initial sprint to create this project. So I'll go in and add an exception and set the date, and by clicking on details I can then set the working times for that exceptional date. So on the 12th I'm going to work from 8 to noon and then take an hour and then work from 8 to 11. Maybe I'll get a lot of work done. So again, we can set exceptions for the calendar when we don't have a normal 8 to 5 Monday through Friday schedule. So let's illustrate setting a exceptional date. We'll click on Project, go to Change Working Time. We'll select the date, in this case the 12th. We'll then type in that this is an exceptional, and we'll title that sprint to write the script. Notice then it sets the date. I can then select details, go in and set those working times. In this case, I'll be working all day trying to get as much as I can done over that Saturday. So I'll click OK, and notice on the Gantt chart that it sets Saturday to a working day. In Microsoft Project, there's multiple ways to do everything. So in this case, you can use the up-down arrows, or you can double-click on a task and then set its duration. One of the things I'd like to do is define some kind of master tasks that summarize the set of tasks underneath them. So if I select a task and click the summary button, that will define a new summary task. Well, in this case, I want more than one task to be under my summary task. So remember, you can always click the undo key. So now I'm going to select a set of tasks and then click the summary task. This summary task then we'll call the pre-production. These are all the tasks that are involved in the pre-production process of this film. So this summary task allows me to roll up all of the tasks, and notice that it summarizes 5 days for all the pre-production tasks. So we've wrapped things up into a master task or a summary task. Another useful event is a milestone. A milestone is an event that happens but really doesn't have a duration. Kind of like your birthday. Your birthday just happens on a date, but it doesn't occur, say, from 8 to 5. So to create a milestone, one of the things that we do is click the new milestone, and notice it has a 0 duration. And so this milestone will be ready for camera. This is a event that we want to happen, and notice how a milestone is displayed on the Gantt chart. Within a project, not everything starts on the same day. Tasks have a dependency relationship. One of those dependency relationships is a finish to start relationship. For example, you really can't decorate the cake until you actually bake the cake. So the baking the cake must finish before you can start the decoration of the cake. Another dependency is a start to start. This relationship shows that you can do, once you start baking the cake, you can go ahead and make the icing at the same time. So when the baking the cake starts, that means that making icing can start. A finish to finish relationship means that when one task finishes, the other can finish also. So as you're decorating the cake, you're driving it and going to deliver the cake. So once decorating the cake is finished, that means deliver the cake can finish at some time in the future. Well, let's go in and add another summary or master task, and we'll call this our production. These are the tasks associated with production. The next thing that we'll do is set up these relationships between tasks. To create a relationship, you can select several tasks, and up at the top you can click that little icon link, which sets the link, in this case this is a finish to start link, between the two tasks. In other words, you have to set those relationships. We could set, by clicking on the relationship, we can have a start to start type tasks, or perhaps we could set a finish to finish type task. But again, these really don't make sense in the context of our film production. So we like to shoot the movie before we develop the film. So we'll set that back to a finish to start relationship. In the case of perhaps calling the film commission and developing a budget, maybe once we start one, we can also start the other. So again, we can set those links, click on the relationship, and we'll set that to a start to start link. We can also select several tasks, and by clicking the icon, we can automatically link them together. One of the things we'd like to do is we'd like to set our milestone. Once our milestone is achieved, then we can set links to the others. So let's go ahead and select Ready for Camera, hold down the Control key, and we'll select the remaining tasks. At this point, we can link them together in a finish to start relationship. Notice that we can define when the task will finish, and also up here, looks like with our schedule we'll finish on Monday, February 4th. Well, so far we have introduced Microsoft Project, showed you how to set up some initial project information, how to brainstorm and rearrange sequences of tasks. We talked about rearranging those tasks, inserting new tasks. We've set some duration, weeks, months, days. We've managed the working times, for example on Saturday to work from 8 to 11. And we've set some milestones. Finally, and most important, we set the task dependency relationships, which allows us to figure out when our project ends. Thank you for your attention. Good luck on your project.